Welcome to your 10-minute tone using a Pilates circle. We're going to start with our feet just a bit wider than hip distance, toes out at 10 to 2. We're going to be nice and tall through the crown of the head, so thinking about that piece of string pulling you up, taking the tailbone down towards the floor, nice and open across the collarbone, gentle connection in those lower abdominals. We're going to take the circle so that we're holding onto it with the heel of our hands, drop the shoulders away from the ears and just feel that connection down your back. From there, we're just going to start by lifting the circle up and overhead and then come back down. So just warming up the shoulders, no pressure through the circle at the moment, but just staying nice and tall through the spine, shoulders staying down, let them creep up, feeling that connection down your back. Lifting the circle up and then bringing it back. Good, we've got one more like this. Circle comes up, shoulders stay down, coming back. Good. This time coming to shoulder height, we're going to apply a bit of pressure to that circle now, so the heel of the hands press inwards. This time as we come up with the circle, we're going to bend into the knees, send them out over the feet, and then we're going to come back. So we still want that length through the spine, we still want the tailbone pointing down towards the floor. We want most of the weight through the heels so we can really engage through the bottom. And we want to make sure those shoulders are down. Good, we've got 5 more like this. Come down, keep that pressure consistent on the circle even when it goes up overhead. Knees going out over the feet. Good. Last 2. Remember, press into the heels, coming back up. This time, we're going to pull the circle into our chest, keeping that pressure consistent. Release it. Now we come down into our squat hold. Come down over the head. Release. Up and then in. So keep that constant pressure on the circle. So we're constantly working through the arms and shoulders. Making sure that when we come down into that squat, the knees are travelling out over the feet, the knees aren't rolling in. We can feel that arch through the foot. We're not letting the weight roll inwards. Coming down, shoulders down as the circle comes above the head. We've got 4 more. 4. Keep that gentle engagement through the lower abdominals so you keep a nice length in the spine. Keep that constant pressure on the circle. Got 1 more after this. Keep the heel of the hand pressing in, fingers along. Coming up. Bringing the circle in, we're going to walk the feet in, bringing the circle down so that it's resting on the calves or just inside of the thighs, inside of the legs, sorry, wherever is comfortable for you. So some of you might prefer to have it around the ankle joint or just above. From there, nice and tall through the crown of the head, we're going to take the weight over to one leg, bringing the other leg up off the floor, and we're going to squeeze, release. Just make sure that this moving leg stays so that the knee joint is facing forward, it doesn't start to rotate outwards with the foot and the knee. Keeping it in and out. So on this supporting side, we want the hip, knee and ankle in alignment. Remember, nice and open across the collarbone. Your hands can be either on your hips, if you need them out to the sides, or just down beside you. Squeezing, releasing. So using the inner thighs, using the glutes to support this leg and this side. Like I say, keep the knee joint and the foot facing forwards, don't let them rotate out. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, now we're going to hold and pulse. Holding and pulsing for 10, 9, 8, keep it really, really close, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, bring it down, let's shift the weight. So moving onto this side, hip, knee and ankle in alignment, tall through the spine. We're going to lift up that leg, make sure the knee and the foot are facing forwards, not to the side. Squeeze, releasing to start. Like I say, hands can be on your hips, out to the sides if you need a bit of help with balance, or just down beside you. Squeeze, release. Good, nice and open across the collarbone here. Lifting up tall so that we're working into that bottom here and into the inner thigh on that moving leg. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it in. We're going to pulse now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back. From there, we're going to roll down. So we're going to nod the chin, roll the shoulders, curl down through the spine, pick up that circle from between the legs. From there, we're going to come down to the mat. So sitting on the mat, we're going to bring the circle out in front of us. Again, heel of the hand is going to be on the circle. We're going to have the fingertips reaching. Now here, you can continue to work through the shoulders by applying that constant pressure through the heel of the hand to keep the work, or you can just hold the circle and use it to help stabilise through the shoulders. Feet and knees at hip distance. We're nice and tall through the spine, low abdominals engaged. Starting with a nice simple roll back. So we're going to tuck the tailbone, we're going to curl back. We're going to stay in that curl as we come forward. So like someone's pushing you on the tummy, you stay in that curve. And then at the top, we're going to reach the circle up high, lengthen through the spine, and then again, bringing it down, tucking the tailbone. Like I say, either keeping that constant pressure through the heel of the hands to keep that work through the arms and shoulders, or just holding onto the circle and helping it to keep the shoulders down away from the ears, or using it to help keep your shoulders down away from the ears. Good, we're going to start to add to this if you would like. So instead of just holding on the way back, you're going to curl, stay there and lift the arms up overhead. Shoulders are down, then come back, roll forwards, and then grow tall at the top. Tuck the tailbone and curl back. Hold that position as the arms go overhead, but the shoulders are down. Bring it back, come forwards, and grow tall. We've got 4 more like this. Like I say, you can stick with just rolling up and then reaching the circle just at the top. You don't have to add this hold at the bottom if you don't want to. Hold. Keeping that curve as you come forwards. 2 more. Remember, as you take the circle overhead, the shoulders are down away from the ears, so feel that work in the upper back to keep the shoulders pinned down. Keeping that constant pressure on the circle if that's what you're doing. Good. This time we're going to add in some obliques. So we're going to tuck the tailbone, curl back, hold that, take the hands to the side, come back to centre, and then curl and up. Roll back, hold that, go the other way, come back, and then lift up. Making sure that as you do this, your knees don't start to pedal. You want the rotation to come from this upper back. You want your pelvis to be nice and still. Addition, if you would like it, is you come back and hold. You go one way, back to centre, go the other way, back to centre, and then curl back up. Or you can stick with just doing one side each time. Again, keeping that gentle pressure on the heel of your hands if you can. Another addition, if you would like it now, you come back into this hold and you stay as you move side to side. Make sure that you keep that tailbone tucked under, so you're staying in a curve through the spine. Like I say, the pelvis is still, so make sure your knees aren't moving. It's a sign that the pelvis is starting to move around. The rotation is coming from this rib cage rotating. Last couple if you can. Rotating back. Last ones. Pressing into the heel of the hand if you can. Coming back. Growing tall through the spine here. Now we're going to keep a nice straight spine, or neutral spine. So you want a little arch in the lower back. You're lifting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. chest nice and open. We're going to do a little hinge back here, so don't collapse into the lower back now, don't round it, just holding that hinge. Pressure through the heel of the hand if you can. You're going to lengthen one leg, bring it down, lengthen the other leg, bring it down. Now you can stay with this, or you're going to add, you bring one leg up, join with the second one, bring the first one down, and then the second one. First one up, second one up, first one down, and then the second. Try and alternate which one comes up first. And if you would like to, you can add again by lengthening both legs. Try and keep that length through the spine here. Don't start to collapse. And think about shining a headlight that's on your chest up and away, rather than letting it sink down. We've got 5 and 4, nice and tall through the spine. 3 and 2 and 1, come down, curl through the spine here, all the way to the floor. Let's have a nice full body stretch here. Reach the circle away.